Welcome back. Welcome back. You're listening to English with Noah, and I am, surprise, Noah. And today we're talking about something that might be even scarier than introducing yourself, continuing the conversation afterward.
Oh no, the part where you've said your name and now you just stand there?
Exactly. You've nailed the introduction, you're feeling good, and then silence. And you're like, wait, what now? Do I talk about the weather? Do I just walk away?
So, nice ceiling in here.
Right. Maya's back with us, everybody. Maya, welcome again.
Thanks for having me back. I survived the first episode, so here I am.
Barely survived, but you made it. So, okay, let's set the scene. You've introduced yourself to someone. You've told them your name, maybe where you're from, what you do. They've done the same. And now what?
Now you panic internally.
Internally, I panic externally. I start sweating. My voice goes up 3 octaves.
No.
Yes, it's like my brain suddenly forgets how conversations work. And the thing is, this happens to everyone, not just English learners. But if you're learning English, you've got the extra pressure of trying to find the right words while also not sounding like a robot.
Oh my gosh, yes. You're trying so hard to remember vocabulary that you forget to actually listen.
Exactly, which is actually the first tip, right? You have to listen because the secret to continuing a conversation is hidden in what the other person just said.
Okay, so let's say someone just told me, I'm a software engineer. What do I do with that?
All right, this is where the magic happens. You ask a follow-up question. And here's the beautiful thing. It doesn't have to be complicated. You can literally just take something they said and ask about it.
Like, oh, what kind of software do you work on?
Perfect. See, you took software engineer and you asked for more detail. Or you could say, how did you get into that? Or do you enjoy it? These are simple, but they keep the conversation moving.
But what if I don't know anything about software engineering? Like, I'm afraid I'll ask a dumb question.
Okay, first of all, there are no dumb questions. Well, there are some dumb questions, but not in this context. The point is, people love talking about themselves. If you don't know something, that's even better. You can say, I don't know much about that. Tell me more.
Oh, that's good. Tell me more is like a magic phrase.
It is because it shows you're interested, and people can feel when you're genuinely curious versus just trying to fill the silence. There's a difference between, that is interesting, tell me more, and really? Tell me more about that.
The tone makes all the difference.
Huge difference. It's not just what you say, it's how you say it. You've got to sound like you actually care.
Okay, but here's my question. What if I'm talking to someone and I'm honestly not that interested?
Oh, we're getting real now. Okay, fair question. Sometimes you're at a party, someone's telling you about their stamp collection, and you're thinking, how do I escape?
Exactly.
Here's the thing, you can still be polite and engaged without pretending to be fascinated. You can ask general questions like, how long have you been collecting stamps? Or what got you started with that? And then if you really need to move on, there are polite ways to exit, but we'll get to that later.
Okay, but let's say I am interested. How do I show that without just nodding and saying, uh-huh, the whole time?
Great question. There are little reaction phrases you can use, like, oh, that's cool, or wow, I didn't know that, or that sounds challenging. These are small, but they show you're paying attention.
What about body language?
Oh, huge. Body language is like half the conversation. If you're looking at your phone or glancing around the room, it doesn't matter what words you say, the other person knows you're not really there.
So, eye contact, leaning in a bit.
Exactly. Not too much, though. You don't want to be like this, presumably demonstrates intense staring, because then it's creepy.
Please don't do that.
Right, so casual eye contact, nodding when they say something important, maybe a smile, just be present. That's really what it comes down to.
All right, so you've asked some follow-up questions, you're showing interest. But how do you keep the conversation from dying? Because sometimes you hit a dead end, right?
Oh, yeah. Like when someone gives you a one-word answer and you're like, okay, now what?
Yes, the dreaded one-word answer. So let's say you ask someone, do you like your job? And they just say, yeah. That's it. Just yeah.
That's the worst.
It is, but here's where you can pivot. You can take the conversation in a new direction. So if they're not giving you much about their job, you can shift to something related, like, what do you do outside of work? Or are you working on any fun projects right now?
Oh, so you're kind of changing the topic, but not completely.
Exactly. It's a smooth transition. You're not randomly jumping to like, so what do you think about outer space?
That would be so weird.
Right, you want to keep it connected. Another thing you can do is share something about yourself. Conversations are like tennis. You hit the ball to them, they hit it back. If they're not hitting it back, you can share your own experience to keep things going.
Like, if they say they're a teacher, I could say, oh, I had an amazing teacher in high school who changed my life. Do you have those moments where you feel like you really connected with a student?
Perfect. Now you've shared something personal and you've given them another question to answer. You're keeping the ball in play.
Can we talk about actually listening? Because I think sometimes I'm so focused on what I'm going to say next that I don't really hear what the other person is saying.
Oh, you just described most human conversations. We're all guilty of this. You're standing there nodding, but in your head, you're rehearsing your response like you're about to give a TED talk.
Yes. And then they finish talking and you're like, wait, what did they just say?
Exactly. So here's a trick. Instead of planning your response, listen for key words. If someone says, I just got back from Japan, the key words are Japan and just got back. You can ask about either of those things. Oh, Japan, how was it? Or what were you doing there?
That's smart. So you're not memorizing their whole story, just grabbing onto the interesting parts.
Right. And here's another thing. It's okay to pause before you respond. In English, we have this phrase, let me think. You can literally say that. Let me think about that for a second. It shows you're actually considering what they said.
I love that because it takes the pressure off. You don't have to respond instantly.
Not at all. Real conversations have pauses. They have and you know. That's normal. It's not a performance. All right, let's talk about what not to do. Maya, what kills a conversation in your experience?
Oh, asking questions that can only be answered with yes or no. Like, did you have a good weekend? Yes, and then nothing.
Yes, the classic mistake. So instead of did you have a good weekend, you could say what did you get up to this weekend? Or how was your weekend?
Because that forces them to actually tell you something.
Exactly. Those are called open-ended questions. They can't just say yes or no. Another conversation killer? Talking about yourself too much.
Oh, the one-upper.
Yes. Someone says, I went hiking last weekend, and you're like, oh, I hiked Mount Everest twice, barefoot.
In a snowstorm.
Right. Nobody likes that person. So if someone shares something, you can briefly relate to it, but then bring it back to them. Like, I love hiking too. Where did you go? Keep the focus balanced.
What about checking your phone during a conversation?
Oh, that's just, don't do that. Unless your house is on fire or you're expecting an important call, put the phone away. It's so disrespectful.
It really is. Like, you're basically saying, whatever's on the screen is more interesting than you.
Exactly. And people notice. Even if you're just glancing at it for a second, it breaks the connection. Okay, now for the tricky part. How do you end a conversation without being rude? Because you can't just walk away mid-sentence.
I've wanted to so many times.
Right? So here's the thing. Ending a conversation is an art. You need an exit strategy. The easiest way is to give a reason. It was so nice talking to you, but I need to grab a drink. Or I should go say hi to someone I just saw.
What if you don't have a reason?
Then you make one. I need to use the restroom always works. Nobody's going to argue with that.
True.
But honestly, you can also be straightforward. It was really nice meeting you. I'm going to circulate a bit, but let's chat again soon. That's polite, clear, and it leaves things open.
What about exchanging contact information? When do you do that?
Good question. If you genuinely want to stay in touch, you can say, hey, we should connect. Do you have Instagram? Or can I give you my email? But only do this if you mean it. Don't collect contact information you're never going to use.
That's a good point. It's better to be honest than to collect business cards you'll throw away later.
Exactly.
And here's a phrase you can use if you want to end things nicely. I won't keep you. Like, I won't keep you, but it was great talking to you. It implies you're being considerate of their time.
Oh, that's smooth.
Right? It sounds polite and it gives both of you an easy out.
All right, let's do some practice. I'm going to start a conversation with you, and you're going to keep it going. Ready?
Okay, let's do it.
Hey, so you mentioned you're a graphic designer. What kind of projects are you working on right now?
Oh, mostly branding for small businesses. I just finished a logo for a coffee shop, actually.
Nice. What was the concept?
They wanted something warm and inviting, so I used this earthy color palette with a hand-drawn style. It was really fun to work on.
I love that. Do you usually work with local businesses, or is it all remote?
It's a mix. I like meeting clients in person when I can because you get a better feel for what they're going for. But I also have clients from all over, which is cool.
That's awesome. What's been your favorite project so far?
Oh, good question. Probably this book cover I did for an author. It was challenging because she had such a specific vision, but when we finally nailed it, she cried. That felt really good.
See? That was perfect. You gave detailed answers, you asked me questions. Well, okay, you didn't ask me any questions, but
I got too into it.
no, but that's good. The point is, when you care about what you're saying, the conversation flows naturally.
All right, let's wrap this up. Here's what we learned today. Ask follow-up questions. Listen, really listen. Show genuine interest through your words and body language. Use open-ended questions. Don't dominate the conversation. And when it's time to go, exit gracefully.
And remember, conversations don't have to be perfect. It's okay to stumble, it's okay to pause, it's okay to say, I don't know much about that.
Yes, the goal isn't to impress people with your vocabulary. The goal is to connect. And if you approach conversations with curiosity and kindness, you're already doing it right.
Can I add one more thing?
Please.
Practice. The more conversations you have, the easier it gets. So don't avoid social situations just because you're nervous about your English. Jump in. Make mistakes. That's how you learn.
That's perfect. Thank you, Maya, for being here again. You're a natural.
Thanks for having me. This was fun.
And to everyone listening, thank you for tuning in. Remember, conversation is a skill, and like any skill, you get better with practice. So go out there and talk to people. It's going to be awkward sometimes, and that's okay. That's part of being human.
We're all awkward together.
Exactly. Until next time, stay curious, stay confident, and keep talking. Peace.
Bye.